Hey, we're back at it again to talk about another series. I watched the series so long ago, and honestly, who cares about the explanation? Because it takes me forever to low key make these videos unless I'm like hyper fixated on something. And I've been meaning to talk about this series for so long because it was actually really good. Like, it was really good. So, this was called. I'm gonna apologize right now to the entire Filipino community because I know that my pronunciation is about to be despicable. I am so sorry. So the series in question is Ang Mutya, Section E. Ang Mutya. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Wait. Ang Mutyang, Section E. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna go with that. Now, this series is based off of a really popular webtoon. You already know I have not read that webtoon, so all of my thoughts and opinions are going to solely be based off of the series. So, the plot of the series, I want to go ahead and get this out of the way. I knew exactly what the hell was about to happen episode 1. I knew the plot episode 1. Plot is hella predictable. But I do not mind a predictable plot if the story is actually good and if the acting is actually good, which this was, even though I already knew exactly what was going to happen with the main storyline. I want to point out, I'm talking about the main plot point between the three characters, JayJay, Kiefer, and Yuri. Not me blanking on Yuri, he was my fave. But anyway, the side stories, I liked those. They ate down. I loved the little side quests, and I like how they did that because the main plot line, she was hella predictable. So our main character is JayJay. She transfers to this new school. It's supposed to be like a really good little private school. She lives with her cousin and her uncle and aunt, I think. Um, we don't get like full detail as to why and how she ended up living with her relatives. We know that her mom is trash, and I don't really know what the tea is with the dad. Like, I don't know if I missed something, but the dad, there's an episode where she like finds her dad, but we don't really know why like her dad doesn't mess with her or the family. Like, what did the dad do? Please inform me if there's something that I missed. But yeah, she doesn't have a great relationship with her parents. And then we are told that she kind of like blanks out and like sees red and gets like violent whenever I guess she is like scared or sees blood or something. I'm a little not confused, but I feel like it, I don't know. Something about it. I don't know where the disconnect was with that, but there was a disconnect. But like, I got it. Like, obviously I understood it, but it was kind of like we could have explained that a little better. But I mean, obviously, people who read the webtoon, I'm sure you know exactly what the hell is going on, because I will say, obviously, when you read the material that a series or a movie is based off of, you have a much better understanding, and things don't have to be like explained super in depth for you. But there was a disconnect there for me. So there's that. And we know that like she hospitalized her ex-boyfriend, but it looks like he was violent, so I feel like that was valid. But like, they treat her like the black sheep, like an outcast, like a problem child. And yeah, her family's kind of weird, and like her cousin Aries did not like him the entire series because, sir, what is your beef? Like, he was just really not my fave. Him and Ella, like, y'all were hella weird, and I was not vibing with them. And I feel like the entire family, except for her aunt and the grandma, treated JayJay like absolute trash until they needed her at the end when it came to saving the damn family business, and they needed her to marry Yuri. And also, ew, why would y'all not tell her that? But I'm getting ahead of myself. But like, the family, y'all was weird. Sidebar to say that the chemistry between the cast tends across the board. I love like the Section E boys. I love the relationships between Section E and just Section E in general. You know, JayJay, that's a Section E girly. So when I say Section E, I'm referring to her as well. But the cast, chemistry, tens. The acting, tens. Like, y'all ate. And then we're introduced to Yuri and Kiefer. They're besties and basically like the ringleaders of Section E. I knew the moment they stepped on the scene that there was going to be a love triangle, especially when they started talking about the past with Ella and how they both liked her. She chose Kiefer and then she left them, did them dirty, and went to be with Aries. Like, yeah, I knew that was the vibe that was coming in with my girl JayJay. And I'm sorry, I don't care who disagrees, Yuri was the better option. Mind you, I did not read the webtoon, and of course, I'm not a fan of the whole engagement at the end and how he didn't tell her that, you know, he was proposing to her and doing all of that to save her entire family from going bankrupt and being put out on the streets. Did not agree with that, but he clearly was really into JayJay, and low-key, sir, you should have made your moves way earlier. Like, I get it, you be letting Kiefer get the girls because that's your bestie and you don't want no beef, but like, sir, you should have moved in on JayJay way earlier when you first realized that you liked her and Kiefer. I have a love-hate relationship with Kiefer because I don't like him, but I do like him. Like, he had one of those, oh, like he's rough and tough on the outside, but he's actually like super sweet, soft, and sensitive on the inside. I'm sorry, sir, but the way you be acting, I don't like that. Like the whole, I guess it was supposed to be like an enemies to lovers type vibe. The friends to lovers with her and Yuri would have ate much better. Even though I get it, they were both plotting and scheming at the beginning, but like Yuri got to a point where he was like, I don't think we should be plotting and scheming on this girl. Like I think we should actually not do that. But yeah, the whole plot to like get her to fall for Kiefer so that they can break her heart just to get back at Aries, like that was weird. I was never a fan of that plan. I knew it wasn't gonna work. I knew that he was actually gonna end up falling in love with her and they were gonna get together. But like, yeah, the whole plot and scheming against her to get back at old dude for stealing your girl, that was corny. Also, speaking of their beef with Aries and the Section E boys, did we ever get closure about freaking Percy, whatchamacallit's brother? That was introduced. They thought this man died, and then it turns out he wasn't dead. What do you mean? Like, what? How did we think that he died, but then he wasn't dead, and then he was contacting JayJay? Why was he contacting JayJay? What was his interest in JayJay? Why did he not tell anybody that he was alive? Like, that was never answered, correct? Or did I miss something? I know I watched every episode. It's like that was in there, but like, was that resolved? Did we get closure with Percy? Like, what happened with Percy? Does he really not know that his brother? No, they knew that he was alive, and then there was no like, what the hell happened with Percy? I also really liked how the series navigated different, what am I saying? I really liked how the series touched on different topics and how they navigated certain situations, such as like the teen pregnancy one, the suicide situation, the couple who was secretly gay and they didn't want to come out because they were scared about how people would feel about it, the bullying, all the different subjects that were discussed. I think that they were handled in a really good way, actually, considering this is like a teen coming of age drama. They touched on some pretty heavy subjects. Those weren't even all the heavy subjects that they touched on. Those were just the ones that I can remember off the top of my head. But the way that it was handled, I like that because I was a little nervous. I got a little scared sometimes when some of these topics came up because I was like, oof, this is a little teen drama. I don't know how this is about to. But you know what? Tens. overall, I feel like this is a really good series, and this is something that I actually would rewatch. So, rewatchability, I'm giving it like a solid 8 out of 10, purely because the main plot line is predictable and it's not my fave. But other than that, the show, she gets a 10. I really like it. It's a great coming of age, like teen drama that touches on some really good subjects, but there's also, it's not too dramatic, and there's a lot of comedic relief and jokes. And the cast chemistry is a 10 out of 10. I feel like the acting is really good, and I haven't seen a lot of like Pinoy dramas. The only other one that I've ever seen was like, y'all remember Gang Boys from back in the day, like 2020 era? I think there was like 2 seasons in a movie. Should I run that back into a video? Let me know in the comments. But this is only like my second Pinoy like drama that I've ever seen, and I'm very intrigued. There's another drama that has some of the actors that was in this. It's called damn, something about Drake Drake Palma, winning Drake Palma, something like that. I think I might watch that and do a video on that because it's also only like 8 episodes. So, I can get that done with quickness. But yeah, those are my thoughts on this series. I think it's really good. I would highly recommend. Let me know any Pinoy dramas that I should watch in the comments so I can get me a little list going. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.